Hello students, lecture 115. In this video lecture we will discuss about new forms of publication that after text was printed adequately, largely in large number, after that publishers and printers found a new way of printing, that is new forms of publication. Then women and poor people and the print in India, and the print and censorship, that is control on print. So these articles we will discuss in this video. First is the new forms of publication. New kinds of writing were introduced as more and more people got interested in reading. So in Europe, in novels, a literary form was developed to cater to the needs of people who acquired Indian forms and styles. Means it was change in writing and the styles as per the interest of the readers. New literary forms entered the world of reading, such as lyrics, short stories, essays about social and political issues, new visual culture that took shape by the end of the 19th century. Visual culture means posters, photos of celebrities, sports stars, cine stars, etc., and god and goddesses even. Third, the cheap calendars were available in the market, which can be bought by the poor to decorate the walls of their houses or places of worship or the workplace. These prints began shaping popular ideas about modernity and traditions, religion and politics, and society and culture. This was the main focus on it. Caricatures and cartoons were being published in journals and newspapers commenting on social and political issues by 1870s. Cartoons and caricatures. So these started publication by 1870s, which was a commentary on social and political issues of the people, politicians and the leaders. After that it comes women and print in India. How did print change the life of women in India? Women's reading increased enormously, largely in middle class homes. Schools were set up in cities for women, exclusive women's schools and colleges. Journals also started carrying writing by women and explained why women should be educated. That was on the education, focus on education of women. Number two, but conservative Hindus believed that a literate girl would be widowed, and Muslim feared that educated women would be corrupted by reading Urdu romances. These were the apprehensions, these were the doubts, these were the superstitious fear of the people. Then social reforms and novel created a great interest in women's lives and emotions. Next part. In the early 20th century, journals written and edited by women. So women became writers, readers, publishers as well. In Bengal, an entire area in central Calcutta, the Batala was devoted to printing of popular books, which is famous or which is even famous today. Peddlers means the people who sold books walking. Peddlers took Batala publications to homes, enabling women to read them and in their leisure life, in their spare time after their domestic chorus. Then last point, by the late 19th century, a lot of these books were largely illustrated with woodcut and colored lithographs, which were setting their places nearby the printing presses, that is woodcut illustrators and the lithographic people who used to illustrate, who used to sketch and drawing these books. So this is how the women and print or the print brought changes in the women reading life. Next is the print and the poor people in India. That cheap books were brought at market. Public libraries were set up, mostly located in cities and towns. Public libraries is a library where a reader can go, take a book, read it, and return it. In the late 19th century, caste discrimination started coming up in many printed tracts and essays. Through printed books, caste discrimination was written largely. Then factory workers which lacked education, they started writing much about their daily life experiences, and in 1938 Kashi Baba wrote up and published Chote Aur Bade Ka Sawal in 1938. The book had shown the links between caste and class exploitation. In 1930s, Bangalore cotton mill workers set up libraries to educate themselves, and they wrote about their daily lives. Then the last article of this chapter is print and the censorship. Censorship means control on print officially. Censorship was not a concern under the East India Company. The Calcutta Supreme Court passed certain regulations to control press freedom, and in 1835 Governor General Bentinck agreed to revise the press laws. Thomas Macaulay, who formulated new rules that restored the earlier freedoms, the freedom of press changed after the first Battle of Independence of 1857. Then in 1878, the Vernacular Press Act was passed. Vernacular means control on local languages. The publishers, printers, writers were restricted to write in local languages, especially the South Indian languages. This press was modeled on the Irish press laws, which provided the government with extensive right to censor report and editorials in the Vernacular Press Act. First of all, people were not allowed to print. If they printed and something is found seditious, that is anti-colonial, then press would be warned, and if warning was ignored, in that case press would be confiscated, machinery will be taken away. Then government started keeping track of the vernacular newspaper. Nationalist newspapers grew in number. Nationalists which were writing about the freedom, about misrule of the colonial people, keeping track of vernacular newspaper, nationalist newspaper grew in large number all over India. And in 1907, Punjab revolutionaries were deported, they were arrested, like Bal Gangadhar Tilak, who wrote with great sympathy about them in his Kesari, which led to his imprisonment in 1908. So this was all about the press and the censorship in India in 1878. Basically, the first Battle of Independence, 1857, where the print material was used largely to spread messages secretly. So this was the reason for Vernacular Press Act of 1878. And that's all from this video, and the chapter is also over. So I hope you are taking benefit of these videos for your further preparations, and thank you very much.